welcome to the PowerBomb Nation Insider. For all the news that is news in the world of professional wrestling, I'm your host, Wyatt Couch, and we thank you for tuning in. I would like to start and announce our partnership with the crew over at Fallin Through the Ropes, and I would like to personally thank them for choosing the PowerBomb Nation as their choice and official news provider of their podcast. Before we get started, we want to pay our respects to two of the most prolific professional wrestlers to ever step foot in the squared circle. I'm talking about the recent passing of Terry Funk and, of course, Wyndham Rotunda, also known as Bray Wyatt. So please, let's take a moment. So I was in attendance at the tribute show that took place on SmackDown just a mere week ago, and to say the least, it was a very, very emotional experience, and we thank you, Terry Funk, and we thank you, Bray Wyatt, for everything that you gave us. And now on to the news. So AEW grabbing the main event of headlines, seems like all week this week, and they fired one of their top stars. That's right. Tony Khan and AEW officially come to terms and fire the one and only CM Punk. And we had a press release from AEW and Tony Khan. Let's take a look at that now. A statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling has terminated wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All In London on Sunday, August the 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk should be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contract with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish it didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. So there you have it. CM Punk no longer with AEW. This all stems from an altercation between CM Punk and Jack Perry at AEW All In, which resulted first in both men being suspended while the investigation was underway. According to one source, Perry stated his comments aimed at Punk before his match with Hook were merely to draw heat from the crowd. Punk forcefully shoved Jack, and then when Jack confronted CM Punk, this led to the alleged chokehold from Punk to Perry. And we all know how this supposedly ended. Tony Khan was said to have swiftly intervened and ordering CM Punk to release Perry immediately. This had to wind up being broke up by several staff members, and it was very unsure that the first match was going to happen in London. Allegedly, that's when Punk directed his frustration towards Tony Khan. It is reported that he lunged in Khan's direction, shouting, "I quit," and began knocking over monitors and everything in the gorilla position. Samoa Joe was able to calm Punk down and had their match, which opened the show at All In. This is being reported as a genuine leadership move backstage for Samoa Joe, as the locker room really looked to him as he took control of the situation and the evening. So without Samoa Joe, the whole show could have went way further south, and this could have been a much more escalated situation. But what do you think about Tony Khan firing CM Punk and parting ways with AEW? Is this the right move? Is this something that's going to hurt them long term? Was Phillip Brooks' contract with AEW the reason they're able to put that many fans in seats and keep the doors open? Only time will tell. AEW existed before CM Punk. Let's see if it exists after CM Punk. Let me know on all social medias. You can find us at PowerBomb Nation on Instagram, Facebook, on X/Twitter, whatever you call it nowadays. That's not the only headline AEW's been grabbing this week. A little bit better news is that the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, is expected to be back in action very soon. We've seen him make his reappearance on AEW Collision this week, signing a contract for a match between himself and Ricky Starks. Of course, Ricky Starks is also suspended for about 30 days from now, so it gives Bryan Danielson just enough time to heal back up and be ready to go. And hopefully this will all go down at or before Wrestle Dream, a newly announced pay-per-view by AEW that is held to honor the late Antonio Inoki. And we are super excited to see this because Wrestle Dream goes down October the 1st in the hometown of Bryan Danielson. That's right, Seattle, Washington. And we are super excited for the return of Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. You know, that's just something I'm never going to get used to, is Bryan Danielson after so many years of Daniel Bryan. But in other news, lots of fans were very excited to see that John Cena returned to the WWE this week and even hosted the premier live event Payback, and even found himself donning the black and white shirt. Oh, wait, that's not John Cena. That's Ernest P. Worrell. There's John Cena. And he even found himself donning the black and white shirt of a referee as he officiated the match between the one and only The Miz and L.A. Knight. Yeah, Cena is scheduled to work with a handful of SmackDown tapings during his run, and at least the Superstar Spectacular that we'll see coming from India really soon. We'll have to wait and see where Cena's return will lead and how long it will go. We're told that Cena is locked in for as long as the writer strike continues, so this could be a relatively short run with just a handful of dates already announced, or it could be an even lengthier run. We'll just have to wait and see how long the writer strike lasts. I would personally love to see John Cena come in and put over the likes of Grayson Waller, or have an absolute 5-star banger with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Maybe his run gets to be extended. We're going to have to see. We could even get the heel run we've been so desperately wanting out of John Cena for so long. In other wrestling news, Ohio Valley Wrestling, the legendary training grounds that has put forth legends such as John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista, CM Punk, The Miz, and more, is set to be the center of a new Netflix docucenter that releases September the 13th. Developed by the creators of Last Chance U and Cheer, This wrestling documentary is going to follow legendary wrestler Al Snow as he takes over the reins when he bought OVW. Unfortunately, OVW's finances are in shambles, and he has to sell a majority ownership to Kentucky radio host Matt Jones. How will this partnership work? Will OVW survive? Will the legendary arena be able to stay open and continue to train the legends of tomorrow today? We're going to have to tune in on September the 13th on Netflix and find out exactly how it's all going to go down. I've had the pleasure of going to many OVW events over the years and had the pleasure of meeting superstars such as Chris Silvio and many more. And I'm super excited for this documentary series to continue because, as Seth Rollins said on the Inside the Ropes or After the Bell podcast with Corey Graves, Seth Rollins talked about the current wrestling boom that we're facing in professional wrestling right now when he brought up AEW as the example, selling 80,000 plus seats in Wembley Stadium, making it one of the largest events in professional wrestling history and supposedly the largest gate for paid tickets in professional wrestling history. We are in the midst of a wrestling boom right now, folks. It's never been a better time to be a wrestling fan. You got anywhere from 8 to 9 products on TV, plus your premium live events. So it's a good time to go out there and see some professional wrestling. But before we leave you today, we wanted to talk about one last thing that happened at Payback, and that is the return of main event Jey Uso. And Cody Rhodes announced last night on the Waller Effect that he pulled some strings and got main event Jey Uso traded to Monday Night Raw. That's right. Main event Jey Uso is on the red brand moving forward, and we're going to have to see where he can go in singles competition now that he has officially broke away from the bloodline and his brother Jimmy. So how far do you think Jey Uso's main event singles run can go? Let us know in the comments below. Well, that wraps it up. That is all the news that is news in the world of professional wrestling today. I'm Dwight Couch. You can follow me at PowerBomb Nation on all the social medias. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the PowerBomb Nation, and more importantly, a like and subscribe also to our partners over at Fallin Through the Ropes. Please like and subscribe to them all. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.